Welcome in, beautiful souls. So, I received a message here the other day, and Spirit wanted me to, it was kind of like urgent. They wanted me to bring this message. Now, they gave me a vision of, well, two things. Well, actually, it was three, but I couldn't remember what the third thing was. So, they said it was not necessary, I guess. So, they're just want me to continue on with what I do remember. So, they gave me a vision of a crocodile. And a crocodile is like, well, they're like from the dinosaur age, right? They're really, I think, the only, well, other than turtles, maybe. I don't know. Could be others. I don't know. Well, this is like, it has to do with like a primal power, and it has to do with emotional depth. It also has to do with resilience and the ability to be between the material and the spiritual worlds. So there's something here about safeguarding your physical, your emotional, and your spiritual energy, and to set some strong boundaries against negative influences. And I noticed that even for myself, like this message has been coming through for me for the past few days, because they told me that there's some kind of attack on the community here, and there's an attack on the collective in this group, on this platform, and the platform itself. And I'm not sure, who this is really truly for. However, Spirit is telling me that the powers that be are really like fighting back, and the only way that they can do that and try to stop me is by, crushing this platform, and also by preventing you guys from receiving messages. Okay, so with that, I'm just going to get back into this, because the visions that they gave me, again, it was of crocodile and a raccoon. And I just thought it was like a funny combination. So really, the crocodile here is about, like the boundaries against the negative influences, because, like if you think about a crocodile, I know that when they hunt alligators and stuff like that, they have to shoot them in a specific spot behind their head, because it's the only vulnerable place on their entire bodies, because their bodies are like armor, like their skin is so thick that the bullets will just like hit them and ricochet off. So I think that's why they brought the crocodile, because, crocodiles are way bigger than alligators. And I don't know if their skin is tougher or bigger or what it is. But anyway, they were saying how that because crocodiles are like land and water, that this could have a lot to do with the conscious and the unconscious, and that maybe it's possibly like you could have some suppressed feelings that need some healing. And also, when you think about a crocodile, they're very patient creatures. They will sit like very low for very long extended periods of time, just waiting for something to come across that they can grab, right? And and plus they can go very long periods without eating and that kind of thing. And I think they actually go long periods before they like mate and stuff too. So there's something about like these like long periods that they're referring to. Now, you're also like somebody that probably is like very adaptable, and that has like an inner strength. And when I was writing down this next statement, my lights were like flashing on and off, and it went on for about, I don't know, 30 seconds or so. And I actually had to stop and look at the lamp and check the light bulb, but it was fine. It's just Spirit's been connecting with me through flashes of light lately, like the past, I don't know, 6 months or so. Well, actually, it's been longer than that, but it's like amped up lately. So when I was writing this down, I wrote down, "You're a guardian of hidden knowledge and psychic awareness." And then when I split this deck here, because I wanted to find out like who is in the collective's energy, like who is in the energy of the collective that is, you know, like the collective that's here on this platform specifically, like who's like messing with us. Like I wanted to find out like what or why this is happening, right? I'm just curious and nosy, I guess. And I split the deck on scribe here, and it says the light attribute says preserving knowledge and information. So I think, you know, it was funny too because I was writing that down. When I was writing that down, the lights were flickering. So something did not, you know, it's funny. I chose the owl here with all the wisdom and intuition. I don't know why, you know, I guess the negative, they have their place too, because, you know, like what's going to happen is where the earth is shifting into a positive, they're trying to keep it more into the negative. So again, if they're going to attack people like me and people like that are like you on my platform, you know, collective as a whole, when I release this next video, you're going to understand completely why, because it seemed to, like after I did that reading, I noticed immediately attacks started coming. I started having like all kinds of issues. I had to do an aura cleanse. I had to cleanse my space. I had to do a cleansing for the platform. I had to do a cleansing and a protection for the collective that's on this platform currently. And so there was like a lot of things that I had to do behind the scenes the past day or two. And I think this all has, it's all connected. We're all connected, right? So now the other thing too with a raccoon, it has almost the same message as like a crocodile, because raccoons, they have the ability to thrive in a new environment. So you could have been somebody that just moved, or you're in the process of moving, or you're planning on moving or relocating or something to that effect. Or you could even be changing new jobs or leaving people behind, and or getting into new relationships or finding a new group of people that resonate with you. I don't know exactly for everyone because we're all different, right? We're all in different places. But the raccoon also represents like mystery, because they have those masks on their face, right? So this could be you know, well, it could have something to do with like some kind of trickster energy. And also because they're very territorial, like crocodiles are, there could be like a strong message here about protecting your energy. And so I don't know what's going on with this trickster thing. And you know, just to remain vigilant against deception and even self-deception, because if the negative energy kind of gets into your aura, they can start planting seeds in you that are not, it's not really your thought process or your actual energy, because people project, like they could be projecting onto you. So that is something you really need to be aware of. And also, you have the ability and the inner strength to overcome anything that's thrown in your way and anything that's being pushed into your aura, into your energy. So just gonna get ready, move on here. I think that's the only thing. So then I brought this deck out here and I shuffled and I split it, and it came out with the Coyote, Revealer of Truth. And it says, don't take things too seriously, make time to play. Great wisdom comes from laughing at your own folly. Look out for the traps and tricks of life and learn from them. And then this one here, the bears, and right underneath this play, the dolphins, it says, guardian, gentle and wise protector, give me your confidence and power. Help me protect the ones I love, awaken my intuition, and guide me. So this is why I'm getting the impression that outside forces are trying to lower your vibration by, you know, throwing these obstacles in your way, or creating, you know, getting into your energy and creating these thoughts that are not yours. So then you have like the black bear, and then you have the grizzly bear, which is power. I am indestructible. I honor my intuition. I go where it leads. Love and gentleness are my real strength. I never give up. I will succeed. Oh my God, look, and raccoons right underneath. Decide on what you really want. You have the ingenuity, to claim it. Avoid being the trickster and practice integrity. You have many roles and can juggle them well. Personal choice. What's this one? I really think that you could be relocating or really thinking about it. And so close your eyes. What animal do you imagine? What strengths are they known for? What wisdom do they share? Embrace these qualities. That's very interesting that they brought that card. So then we have dragon here, which is supernatural. And it says, you are the ancient wise sage. I don't know what's going on. You can shapeshift at will. Mastery is your destiny. Rise with dignity. Yeah, I noticed that they brought up those words a few times. The mastery. What was that other one? Oh, the trickster thing. And bears, they do a lot of moving too. They move through a lot of territory. So I think there could be some movement going on here. Bison do the same. We got the dolphins. It's under here. Rebirth. Okay, so I'm taking this card and I'm going to take the dragon. Visionary, yeah, exactly. Seeing things before they happen. Rise above earthly matters, glide through life in grace. You are able to see the right path, stand tall in your self-worth, love with a big heart. Yeah, I think somebody is really trying to project their energy onto you. Oh, what's this? Dragonfly magic. I embrace my transformation. I courageously let go of the past. The magic of nature is in me. I am brilliant. I am blessed. Yes, exactly. Is there another card here, Spirit? I feel like there's another card. Let's see here. Cat, independent. You are a natural healer. Your intuition is strong. And you don't have to go with the crowd. Life supports you in every way. Yes, exactly, Spirit. Exactly. So we're going to take this one. I'm going to take the bears, the dragons, and the cats. What a weird combination. Okay, so this card here, Sporin, this card here represents abundance, prosperity, and wealth building. At first sight, I thought those were birds with chains on them, but I realized it's fur with these things hanging off. Okay. And then this card here, the Celtic Harp. This is consistency, truth, harmony. There's a, from way back in history, in the Irish and in Scottish history, it showed that the harp for the Irish was banned, and also the bagpipes for the Scottish was banned at one point in history from being able to be played. I can't remember all the details of it now, and I guess that's not what the reading's about. I don't even know why they have me say anything about that. And then we have number 32, spinning wheel. Here's another thing, too. They kept showing me the number 23. So if you break down number 23, it's 5. So there's been a lot about the 5s lately. So, and then 32 is also another 5. If you add the 12 and the 11 together, that also can be another 5. So we have a spinning wheel. Now the spinning wheel, there's like that old, like the Fate has to do with the spinning wheel. I know when I was a kid, I was told a story about that's how our destiny is decided, that there was just a spinning wheel, and then, you know, they would just randomly cut it. So some people's, the string of some souls, they would have short lives, some would have very long lives, you know what I mean? That's how they, you know, I thought it was kind of funny. Even when I was a kid, I thought it was funny and a little on the ridiculous side. But this card here, spinning wheel, this is all about fate, visions, and prophecy. So this is why I think the attacks are happening. Things are going the way they are because, you know, like the earth is shifting, especially in the August of 2026 and beyond. So when this video is found, you know, the energies are going to be constantly shifting more and more into a more positive. And, you know, I guess this could be the last ditch effort of these negative energies that are trying to prevent it and trying to hold you back. So the prophecy is really for you to, you know, step in your true power, become the leader that's needed right now, and, you know, get through the healing, continue on your journey of that, because we can't allow them to win. Okay. So they want me to pull one of these cards. Number 1 is on the top, which is weird because I'm pretty sure that I thought I put the number 23 on the top of this, just so it would remind me, but number 1 ended up being on top. Well, that's weird. Number 24. So that was weird, right? You want this card, Spirit? Yeah, I heard no. I didn't think so. Okay, let's see here. You know, I've been feeling really off today, too. I felt really off yesterday, too. It's like there's some kind of weirdness going on here. Number 35. Ooh, look at that. Look, 2 stars. You know, this has 7 points and this has 6 points to it. But yet, they're still sitting on the same... I just want to double check. Just because things have been a little bit weird. Yeah, the right one. Okay. Ouch. Okay, so we're not going to let them win. We're going to just keep plugging forward, and we're not going to worry about, you know, all this earthly stuff that's going on. We're going to try to stay out of it and just stay on our path and keep moving forward, yeah? Oh, that's weird. Oh, okay, this card here is about Earth Angel. So, of course, they're going to attack the Earth Angels. I split it on that, but I think there's another card they want here. Okay, let's see. Number 25, check out that one. Let me move that aside. I'm going to take Scribe too. Oh, well, the Shapeshifter card is like sticking out here. Skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness, ability to see the potential in everything. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Because I wanted to find out, because yeah, look, I was going into detective mode. I'm like, okay, so what's going on? Like, who is like doing this? So great powers of observation and intuition, desire to seek out the truth. Okay, so we have Scribe, Shapeshifter, Detective. see. Great powers of observation. Look at that, teacher. Ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skill, or wisdom. You know, this is the scribe, right? You know, I just feel like there, you know, this seems almost a little personal to me, to be honest with you. Gambler, willingness to follow intuition even when others doubt you. Yeah, you know, this has been a gamble for me to do this. And, you know, and everybody really has doubted me. The energy that I'm in right now is very negative. Though the souls don't understand or see it. Too much projecting. Not enough. Yeah, look, God. Benevolence and compassion, recognizing the external force within yourself and others. You know, the cats too, they're such big protectors. It doesn't seem like they're going to give me the information of who's doing this. Yeah, they're a wounded child though. So, awakens compassion and desires to serve other wounded children, opens the learning path of forgiveness. Yeah. Oops. So we have child magical, seeing the potential for sacred beauty in all things, the belief that everything is possible. And it comes right out under all the ability for the potential and everything. Okay, hold on. Don't give up on love. You know, that's twice they showed the dolphins here. Okay, what do we want here? Prioritize your self-care. There's another 24. You do so much for others. It's time for you to experience the love you deserve and let others help you. It's on the bottom. You will manifest what you need. Express gratitude as if your plans have already come to pass. Trust that your angels are bringing you the assistance you need. Archangel Michael. You know, and I had Archangel Michael with me the past day or so. Hold on, they want me to grab this book. Number 24, because they keep showing me number 23 and number 24. Number 23, you are working closely with one or more ascended masters, such as Jesus, Moses, the saints, or the goddesses. Huh? Oh, there was that card that underneath that one that was goddesses. Ooh, I just split it on exorcist. Freeing yourself from others of destructive impulses. Okay, that's the energy. Okay, let's see here. So 23. This is a message from your ascendant master guides who can see that the answer to your prayers are within reach. They encourage you to stay positive to ensure that you attract the best possible outcome. So that's really what it is. That's why they kept showing me the number 23, because if you stay in a positive mindset, then, you know, the negativity really can't reach you, right? So number 24, because I keep bringing up cards with number 24. Additional angels are surrounding you right now, helping you to stay optimistic no matter what is going on around you. The angels know the magical power of faith, and they're releasing any negative thoughts and emotions to give you a clear path for the manifestation of your desires. So that's what it is. Someone's trying to stop whatever it is that you're working on, whatever your desires are. They're trying to block it, stop it, prevent it, whatever they can. But change is coming. I'm here to guide you through this exciting transformation. This is a time of joyous opportunities. And that's why, remember I was saying how about all the energy is shifting now? Oh, look at this. Embrace your life purpose. And see the cat there with the butterfly? I am guiding you towards your divine life purpose. Whatever makes your heart joyful is what you're meant to be doing. Whoa, I try to split it. Oh, look, we get more canines here. And it popped out here. Be honest with yourself. It's time to play. You know, they mentioned that a couple times about playing. They brought up the dolphins twice. And then I think here with the, with the canines here, it's about play. You know, and dogs like to play a lot too. Canines horse around all the time. Seek out joyous experiences to bring balance into your life. So be honest with yourself. Are your feelings, even the difficult ones, have a message for you? Accept your truth. Then let source take it from there. You know, they did bring up about, you know, because of the crocodile, they brought out that you might have some hidden or suppressed feelings that need to be dealt with. And that it could be an entry point for this negative energy. That includes me in that. Okay, so that's who it is. Because look, comes right under the detective. Because I've been wondering, I was kept asking, like, so what is this energy? But you see, like this guy here, he looks like a shaman or something. I don't believe it's a shaman, but I think it's just somebody that is that has destructive impulses. Okay, so what do you want for under teacher here? You know, you see how she's like got the world cracked open and like all this is coming up out of there. You know, this kind of gives me that energy that, you know, what's going on with the world right now, we're going to crack it open and then all this beautiful energy is going to go out into the multiverses. Advocate, inspire you to put compassion into action. Okay, so what do you want for under teacher here, Spirit? Yeah, they're talking a lot about you have hidden knowledge, so they don't want your knowledge to come out. Child nature, friendship with animals, communication with nature spirits. Yeah, look at this, bully. And it comes right out under God. Highlights your tendencies to intimidate others. Helps you to confront the inner fears that bully you. And this one is athlete in reverse. So that means the shadow attributes. Misuse of athletic ability for selfish ends. False sense of vulnerability and entitlement. So whoever this is, you need to remove them because they have this bully energy here. I'm going to put it this way just so that I know. So, and you know, we have the God here, like here's where it's benevolent, but this is the energy that it, you know, the opposite of what God is, right? The opposite of what love is. Yeah, look, you're a warrior. Strength, skill, discipline, and toughness of will. Heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice in conquering the ego. That's you. You guys are warriors. You're leaders, you're warriors, you're all kinds of wonderful things. Okay. Yeah, this is the type of energy. So it came out with the addict in reverse here. So the shadow attribute says compromises integrity and honesty, allows an addictive pattern to have authority over your inner spirit. So this is the type of energy that they're talking about. And then it came right underneath, like You see this warrior has this, to me, it's like a lightning bolt. So I'm gonna put that there. So we know these two bottom ones, it's the shadow attribute here. But the warrior, you guys are the warrior. And the hermit seeks solitude to focus intently on inner life, serves personal creativity. Yeah. Yeah, look, this person's a vampire. That's probably why they're connecting in. Because, you know, it's funny, too, because the meditation that they had me do this morning, they had me envision a ball, and they wanted me to tell them, like, what color is the ball, and if I could see any light in it. And then they wanted me to, on the outside of the ball, they wanted me to see if I could see any, like, strings attached to the ball, and then what kind of strings were attached to the ball. Were they thick, heavy, dark strings? Were they thin, you know, light, golden strings? Like, what were the strings? And there was, like, a really thick, dark one, and I immediately thought, oh, God, like a vampire energy around me. So it says, makes you aware that someone or something is draining your life force. So that's why this negative energy is doing what it's doing, because it can attach into your aura. And I mean, you don't even, you know, you're just living your life, you know what I mean? So really, I think what they're warning you about right now, it's the importance of keeping your spiritual cleansing up to date. Like, you know, do this on a daily or weekly, whatever you have to do, whatever feels what you need to do. Okay. It's too many cards, Spirit. Oh, okay, here we go. Reverse or upright? Okay, well, this one's definitely in reverse. So it's a healer in reverse. So the reverse, I'm not sure about this one. I have to dig more about that. So the healer in reverse is taking advantage of those who need help, failing to care for oneself. So this could be somebody that is posing as a healer, and really they're like a vampire. So we have a beggar. Spirit, do you want the upright? Confronts empowerment at the level of physical survival, awakens the spiritual authority of humility, compassion, and self-esteem. Okay, so they want this in the upright. So I'm going to put all these negative ones down here. So I get the impression that because this person is really wounded, you know, so they're going after, so the person that they're going after here, so if you're somebody that is like an actual healer, and that you are like awakens compassion and desire to serve other wounded children, opens the learning path of forgiveness. So this is you trying to help others with their wounded child. But then you have this healer in reverse that is actually taking advantage of those who need help, failing to care for oneself. So they're not, you know, they're like sucking the energy, you know what I mean? Okay, yeah, they're trying to steal your magic here. Okay, so this one goes here, and this one goes here. Then you have the addict here. You have the, okay, so the bully here. Okay, is there another one? Oh, you want another one here for this child here? Oh, this was in reverse already. Let me see here. use talents as an excuse to mistreat others, posing as the starving artist to elicit pity. And this one here is about friendships with animals, communication with nature. Okay, so what is this? Boy, these people have a lot of problems, don't they? You know, they really need some healing. So I guess what our job is to give them grace and to give them love, just, you know, just so that, you know, because, you know, we can't become them, you know what I mean? We still have to give them some compassion, right? So what do you want for child nature here, Spirit? So someone that doesn't like animals, probably. So hero or heroine. So in the reverse here, so it says escapism, a false sense of heroism. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they're definitely going after the, you know, this word keeps coming up too, right? So the shadow aspect is places material considerations and security above self-empowerment. Mentor, look, it could even be a mentor. Oh my God, and then we get gossip underneath it. Ugh. Yucky. Okay, let's see here. So we have mentor in reverse, the shadow attribute, inability to allow the student to move on to the role of master, imparting false instruction. And then, you know, oh my gosh, there was something I did on YouTube the other night, and I kind of felt weird about it afterwards, and I was just like, oh my God, did this person like just like siphon my energy, because I was very depleted afterwards, and I really questioned it after I did it, and I was like, why didn't I check in with my guides first? I should have checked in. But I just find like everything is so like, oh, now gossip. So the shadow attribute of this here is thrives on the power of passing on private or secret information, betraying confidences. So I guess you have to be really careful with who you're giving your energy to. I'm going to do like a lockdown for a few days. And yeah, Queen, look, radiates the regal feminine, uses her benevolent authority to protect others. Then we have Messiah, serving humanity with humility. That comes rooted on God. Okay, so you'll see that there's a lot of, you know, you have the wounded child, the magical child, the child of nature, and then it comes out with like the bully, the athlete, you know, like the addict, the healer, the hero, heroine, but these are all like the shadow, right? And these are all the upright. The ones underneath here are upright too, but except for these two, these are both like in reverse. Okay, so let's move on and see what's going on here. I'm keeping that card a secret until the end, and I don't know why. Okay, let's see here. Let's pull out some tarot cards. Let's see what's going on. Oh, we have 9 of Pentacles on the bottom. Look at that. 9 of Pentacles. Wish fulfillment. Not only just material either, but spiritually. Okay, so let's pull out 4 and see, and then we'll pull out 4 clarifiers. Okay, let's do this. This one. It's on the bottom. Look. 10 of Swords, of course. Look at that. You see this? Even the cat's chased it away. Look. See this black feather falling down? You could be seeing black feathers. You know, I've been finding black feathers every time I go out walking. They're all different sizes. Okay, so you see how he's laying down trying to reach for his broom here? You know, and this person's running away. It's almost like, you know, they sneak in, they get what they want, and then they run off. So they're like in your blind spot. You know, because I was thinking about, you know, the crocodile and how there's and how they're only because of there's only a certain place that they can get you, so they have to do it when your back is turned. So they, you know what I mean? It's the only way they can access your chakras. They can't face you and do it. They have to do it from, they have to come from behind. Okay, let's see here. The Three of Swords, yeah, because that's what they're trying to do for all the warriors. They're trying to create pain, confusion, you know, stop you from journaling. They want you to stop writing down. They want you to stop because you're a scribe, right? So you're full of all this, preserving all this knowledge. Oh, look at that. Look at the strength that you have. See, you're a little kitty, but look at this big lion here. She's got this lion tamed. She has her magic wand. I'm telling you, this is, you know, this is like you shape-shifting. Like this is when you're just being in your sweet little self. But when this kind of energy comes at you, you turn into a wild lion, king of the, yeah, look at this, 4 swords. And of course, they're going to do it while you're resting. You know, when you're not paying attention, when you know, you've put your hat up and you've put your stuff aside and you're trying to rest, they're going to come in, they're going to steal the energy from you. What's this? The Lovers. This is definitely somebody in your energy. You know, I see how, like, you see how, like, these two, this witch and this warlock are, like, holding hands. You know, like, you know, oh, even the cats are, they're holding tails and they're creating, like, a heart there. So I think these are the collective here. But then you see this, and the smoke here. You see these eyes in the smoke? There's something about doing some kind of releasing or something, because I noticed they were pointing out this moon to me here to do some kind of cleansing or releasing ceremony. Maybe this is what they're doing. They're banding together. You know, when you see that video that I'm going to put up tomorrow, or maybe later tonight, yeah, probably tomorrow, you'll understand this hand-holding thing here. Okay, so let's do a few clarifiers here. So the Three of Swords. Whoa. Okay, they kind of pulled out 4, so I'm going to take them. So we have the Two of Cups. Again, the Two of Cups, it could be some kind of union or friendship. It doesn't have to be lovers. It can be like, you know, like any kind of relationship that's going on, because we have the Two of Cups. Again, that has to do with relationships, right? Oh, look at the King of Cups. I was actually thinking about the King here coming under there, but we have the King of Cups here. This is emotional maturity. Yeah, you see how you have him sitting like on this sand dune in the middle of the ocean. You have the mermaid and the dolphins playing in the background. They're trying to upset you. That's exactly what's happening. They're trying to create some kind of upset in your emotions. Look, the Eight of Wands. Yeah, look at the energy that they're bringing in. See this hurricane? And this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to do it while you're sleeping. The Eight of Wands. And what do we have here? The Six of Wands. This is beautiful. So the Six of Wands is about reward. Sorry if you're hearing a bunch of noise. People are outside. The Six of Wands, you know, this has a lot of about the leadership and having victory, being seen, having success. So I think if you're going to cleanse this energy, you're going to be successful doing it, but you're also going to be successful in whatever leadership position that you're going to take. What's on the bottom here? The Hierophant, exactly. The Hierophant. Yeah, you see the Seven of Swords here? See how he's like carrying these swords and, you know, running away with them? Cat's following. Look, same sword right behind. Look at that, the Two of Swords. Yeah, using your intuition to figure out who these individuals are. See how she's blindfolded here? So you don't see this coming, but you have your magic. You have the inner sight, the protection to help you figure this out. What is this? Judgment. Look at that. Look at the music. You know, they were also bringing up the music about the Celtics and like the Irish and the Scottish people. They're going to be singing a different tune. Yeah, because it's all going to be a new beginning. Exactly. It's exactly what's going on. They don't want that to happen. They're trying to stop it. Okay, let's see here. Okay, what do you want to go with the Three of Swords? Okay, they keep drawing me to this this deck here. So what do you want? You want a few cards here, do you? Okay, one. Want this one? Okay. Final puzzle piece. This one here. The Royal Shadow. Sorry if these people are being loud. They're always loud. No matter what. Hold on, I gotta go close the window because they're too loud for me. Hold on. Whoops, knocking stuff over. Oops. Okay, let's see if that helps. They just usually get louder from there. It's just how it is, fortunately. Okay, what does it say? Feather in the wind. Funny spirit. Because I was talking about, like there was a feather that was floating down. I was saying you could be seeing feathers. A sign is... A sign... Oh my gosh. I wish these cards were bigger print on them. Feather in the wind. A sign is given. Its meaning is not in the finding, but in the direction it points your thoughts. That's how you're going to know where it points your thoughts. See that moon and see that spider web there? See, that's the vibration. That's how you know. If you're hearing a lot of pounding, again, sorry for the noise. It's just unfortunately how I have to live right now. The final puzzle piece. Just desperate element suddenly fits, completing a picture you've struggled to see. Clarity dawns. No kidding. And then this one. Okay. The loyal shadow. Your darkness, your fears, your anger is not an enemy. It follows you faithfully. Acknowledge it. Yeah, because that's what they're doing. Excuse me. Anything that is hidden within you that has not been healed, the negative knows about it, because it's probably somebody that is in your energy. It's somebody that can read energy. It knows, that they're probably in your physical too. Like they could be actually, like, it could be somebody that you live with. It could be somebody that you work with. It could be a friend. It could be somebody that you interact with or barely interact with. Okay, so what is this here? Shiny distraction. A glittering opportunity may be a diversion. Test its substance before you commit. Yeah, see, and that's what I was telling you when I did that thing the other night on YouTube. And I thought afterwards how I felt like my energy was siphoned. And I had to do like a whole big thing the past couple days. Following the glint. Your curiosity is your guide. Follow the spark. And what if the intriguing possibility? Follow the spark. Yeah, that's the God. That's the God spark. Like, follow that. Follow the light. Oh, I love these birds. They bring such really profound messages here. Okay. And I keep getting the thing too. It's like, it's multi-layered is what I'm getting. You know what I mean? It's multi-layered. Okay, so what do you want here for the Three of Swords? Whoa, whoa, whoa. So happiness. Yeah, happiness comes out on the Three of Swords. That's funny. Okay, and then what do you want for strength here? Boat. Money or property through an inheritance, winning, or windfall. Yeah, that's what they're trying to prevent. They're trying to prevent you to step into your leadership role, because once you step into your leadership role, you're going to have all that abundance, because that's what the Celtic Sporin, I think it's called. That card, what is that? It was about abundance. Where are you? This one here. That's what this card is all about. It's about abundance and wealth. Well, wealth building, prosperity. So that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to stop you from having any of this prosperity. What do you want for the Four of Swords here, Spirit? Ring. A marriage will take place, either romantic or business. There you go. Lovers is the Torch. Spiritual development, enlightenment, awareness, and understanding. Yeah, that's what they're trying to prevent your spiritual. Remember I was saying how, like, to burn, and see, they're giving you the torch to do it. I love that. This energy thinks they're going to get away with it. Oh, look, there's another one under there. And that's funny, because look, problems to be resolved. Because look, and oh, that's funny, Spirit. Because look, you have the scribe here, and the scribe is using a feather. Then you have the Three of Swords, and you'll see the ink pot has been tipped over, and there's a feather. See the ink pot tipped over with the feather, and then look, ink pot, problem to be resolved. There's a lot about these feathers too. That's funny. You could be seeing a lot of feathers. The feathers would represent your angels being around you. So that's why it's going to bring happiness. These are doves too, right? Yeah, our guides and angels, but we have to call them in. I had to call in all the angels. I mean, I had to do the whole thing today. Yeah. And it's funny too, because they had me I wanted to get rid of it, but I found a really pretty black feather this morning. Not this one, a different one. And the white one, look at that. But I put it in a bag, and then I forgot it in there, and I think I might have thrown it out. Okay, so what do you want for the Two of Cups? Ooh, good one. What do you want for the King of Cups? April. See these blooms here. So something might be happening in the spring. Maybe the equinox. Younger man, dealings or relationship with a younger man. It comes out on the Two of Cups. Okay, and then we have the Eight of Wands. What do you want for the Eight of Wands? Okay, let's try that again. Successful, overcoming, a problem. You see how I was saying how like they're bringing in this energy while you're trying to rest here? They're figuring it out, because you see that this is like a bridge, but look, there's like a ladder that's coming from underneath. So as they're trying to come from underneath you, as they're coming from underneath you while you sleep to harvest your energy, Spirit's building a bridge to take you into a different location. Yeah, I think you might have something, it might have to do with like relocating or something. I think these people are so close to you that it's easy for them to access your energy. So then you have a fair woman dealing or relationship with a woman with blonde, gray, or white hair. Isn't that funny? So you have the man on this end and the woman on that end. Is there anything else here? It could be somebody here that's a mule. Someone is extremely stubborn and unwilling to change. And then caterpillars right underneath. Things will not always be this way. A change is coming. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's see here. So this here is an angel. So I'll put you over here with the wings. And then we have, I think this is the throat chakra. I think this has to do with your voice. And then we have, what's this one? Number 35, which is breaks down to an 8. Let me get these books here. Let's see what's going on. So let's start with the angel, 43. Oh, look at that. Earth angel. You truly are an earth angel. It is time to recognize and honor the beautiful spirit that you are. Once you are incarnated, we forget who and what we truly are. Now is your time to remember. Claim your wings. Knowing you really do make a difference in the lives that you touch. You have many loving angelic beings with you to support you on your divine path. Feel safe in allowing yourself to follow the path that you are guided to walk. Whatever that path may be, you are ready to spread your wings and fly. Okay, so I'm going to read 29. Oh, so I was going to read that one. They're like, no, read this one. Okay, so 29. Speak your truth. Yeah. It is time to speak your truth. You no longer need to hold back what you have to say for fear of what others may think. You are being asked to speak up and share your feelings, your wisdom, and whatever is on your mind. When you have something to say, yet hold your words back through fear, you create a blockage in your energy and life. Speak up. What you have to say is important and worth being heard. If you are a public speaker or have a desire to speak publicly, this card encourages you to use your voice and claim your power. Yeah, and it comes right out on like the torch and like burning up this energy. You can see like it looks kind of like ghostly and creepy, really, honestly. Like, see how it's got like this creepy, like, woo thing going on. Sorry. Oh, yeah. I haven't really been feeling myself the past few days, so if I'm a little weird and acting funny, then yeah, I'm just back to normal. I don't know if normal's a good thing, but I'm back to me, so I felt so much better after doing so. Look, protective, prayerfulness. Yeah, I'm back to normal because my tongue's all swollen and doing like weird twisty things when I'm trying to speak. Look at that, protective prayerfulness. Okay, this is cool. Prayer is a powerful practice. There is no need to worry about saying the right words, coming up with a special formula, or having a certain set of beliefs to comply with others. To pray, simply speak from the heart and ask the divine, whatever you conceive this to be, for assistance. This oracle encourages you to pray. You may not know what you are supposed to pray for, but the act of prayer will serve you now and is more important than what you are praying for. A prayer that all beings receive the help they need when they need is always a good prayer. And that's what I was saying, like when I was in the beginning, how I was saying how I was, doing a protection prayer for, everyone here in the collective, for you know, myself or the platform, like, you know, all that. Okay, so the act of prayer compels you to make contact with your inner being. The spiritual field generated by your prayer will protect you from distortions and distractions, keeping you connected to your true path and personhood. It also helps every other being through that increased spiritual presence. You have more spiritual influence than you realize. Don't be afraid to put it to its best use. Okay. And that's all I have for you today. I almost have with you. That's weird. That's all I have for you today. So I hope this video finds you well. And, you know, get those spiritual protection up and cleansing and all the stuff. And I'm going to send you all my love and light. And I'm going to do a prayer for all of you that find this video. Actually, that was my intention when I started this, that anyone that saw this video would be blessed and that they would have protection. So with that, have a good day. Bye, everyone.